What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the SOOP Duel series. It's been a while since we've released a Duel series video on my channel, but we've actually been doing a couple of Duel series so far this week. Two of them which have been uploaded to Starcasttv. You can go down there, go over there and check them out. Pretty great games. And the beautiful thing about the Duel series is that we get to watch from replay. I'm not actually controlling the camera. That's being done by our Spanish counterparts, who are also doing a Duel series cast. And he does a pretty good job. He does a pretty good job, but you can still leave comments if you feel like there's something that he's missing. I can pass along that information, but other than that, everything is looking good. We've got audio, we've got a great visual here going on, and we've got RoyaL versus Queen for a best of 7. This best of 7 was not played super recently. I want you guys getting ideas about. I know RoyaL has been playing insanely well recently in the KCM and that sort of thing, but this is, you know, a few months ago. Was streamed on the Starcasttv live channel on SOOP, and it's been passed down to us here a few months later. Hopefully in the future we'll get more and more recent ones, but unfortunately the SOOP Duel series lost its support from SOOP directly. So that's why we've got this new situation where we're going to be uploading them split onto 2 channels so that we can try to support SCTV, Starcasttv, so that he can make more of these types of videos, so that he can put together more money to try and get you know, prize pools together for these type of series. Now, Queen's not really taking this seriously. It's kind of funny right now. Oh my gosh, you missed those Marines. That is ridiculous. He would have pulled so many more drones if he knew that this was a true 8 racks. But he hasn't, and now this SCV lives as well. Oh my gosh, RoyaL really getting pretty lucky here. Kind of crazy. Drone gonna try to get the SCV. I just can't quite get it. So close. It was 1 hit away. And so Queen just might start this off with a loss. This is pretty unfortunate, guys. Really a painful loss here if it comes to that. Ling's just going to die immediately. Oh, he hopped inside the bunker instead of targeting that down. We'll go forward and try to hit this sunken colony now. Not going to allow that sunken colony to go down just yet. Lings can try to dive on the Marines. If they do get a little bit too close. Running by the bunker, not really an option. Oh, the sunken colony's out of range. Oh my goodness, it's so hard to get the exact range. At least the sunken colony will help with the vulture. But it's already such a bad start here for Queen. You gotta feel bad for him a little bit, guys. He started this thing off. Yeah, absolutely tragic. He started this thing off with the scout in the middle that completely missed. That completely whiffed. Scouting this. Now he's going to surround the bunker and kill both the bunkers, all the Marines as well. I mean, not a bad cleanup here, honestly. Considering everything that's gone wrong. It's actually not terrible. The way that he's cleaned this up. He's going to get a couple Hydras out. Start to push everything back. He can handle the follow-up Wraith as well. That Wraith going to be popping out here pretty soon. Oh, drone. Looks like that was somewhere out on the map. I'm not really sure what was going on with that drone. Hydra actually dies to the 2 vultures. It's crazy. Target down the low HP vulture here, Queen. You're going to lose another Hydra? Oh my gosh. 75, boys. There it is. 5 kills on that vulture. It is very low now. Very low indeed. So can't really come back in and try to deal any damage. Hydras. Overlord is getting low. Royal with some pretty good control here. No range on the Hydras yet. So he manages to pick that off. Painful loss there for Queen, who's not going to be able to drone or make Hydras or do anything for a little bit of time here while waiting for this next Overlord to pop. Ouch. Ouch! If Queen wins this one, it'll be a huge moral victory in this series. He didn't even know! He doesn't even know where Royal is! He's checking bottom right. It's crazy. Look at him. He's going to try to come up this ramp. There's nothing there. Where is my opponent? Queen is wondering. It's going to be a while before he even finds him. He's sending Hydras up towards top right now. I can't believe he has no idea where this is at. Oh my gosh. 6 vultures is insane. And he's going for a drop as well. The Queen's going to die. Queen is 100% going to die here. No question in my mind. Hydras are way out of position to stop this. And the drop is coming in. Oh. Drop has nothing in it right now. I feel like just a straight up run by with a drop as well is going to hurt so badly. Like you drop vultures into the main and then you just run by in the natural with the other vultures. There's like the sunken's not going to help at all. You just slide behind those mineral patches. It's going to be brutal, but not if he catches the drop coming in. He actually fakes the drop. Oh my gosh. Here, Royal is insane. That was a really sick move there. Dropping down Queen to 11 drones. The fake drop play. Really smart. The run by in the natural. Highly successful here. He needs to buy a little time for this bunker. Just a little bit of time for this bunker. It's so close, but it looks like it will not finish. SCVs have to come off the line to try and fight. He will finish that. I don't think he has any more mines to lay, but he's got some mines behind the army. Gonna go into the drop now. This drop has 6 HP. 1 Hydralisk attack will kill that. Is he actually gonna fly back in? Oh, you're so insane. You're so insane, Royal. He's gonna fly right through this gap. Is he gonna see it? Oh, he doesn't shoot the drop ship. He doesn't shoot the drop ship. He does get it at the end of that. But all these vultures make their way into the main. 8 drones. 8 drones, guys. 2 tanks on high ground will be the end of him. Great surround on that bunker, and GG is called. What a way to finish. Royal. Big brain, giga brain, 300 IQ. Fake drop into the main. Absolutely tearing Queen apart. But we can't forget how hard that game was initially for Queen. And how he was able to recover was still pretty impressive there. All right, we're ready for game number 2. Royal over here in the top right. Queen in the bottom left. Eclipse is our second map. And I'm just blown away by Royal in a lot of cases, man. Especially lately, but this series has kicked off with some really impressive stuff from Royal. His TVZ is something to be admired and studied, I believe. He's got a different way of thinking about the matchup than a lot of these other players. So aggressive and so cheesy. It really it definitely tickles me to watch Royal play TVZ. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. If you are, make sure to leave a like. Support the channel if you can. Putting out a lot of content like this. But again, it's rare when we get an opportunity to cast with no other commentary over the gameplay. We get full, clear sound and a dedicated, well, Actually, he's a caster as well, but we get someone to do some observing as well. Really, really nice for me to just kind of sit back here and enjoy these games. And what do we have from RoyaL today? What do we have from RoyaL here on Eclipse? Remember, guys, Eclipse is the map where it's very hard to take a 4th base as the Zerg player. Very, very tough. And even if you're taking a 4th either in the bottom right or the center, or 3rd in the bottom right or center left, those are very vulnerable to tank pushes. Although they are high grounds, there's a lot of angles that you can set up tanks to hit the majority of the space inside these bases. So it's pretty hard to set up a Nidus. You kind of got to tuck the Nidus down in a corner, excuse me, in order to defend it. And then sometimes there's going to be problems, you know, getting your Defiler to the front to actually throw down Darkstorm, that sort of thing. A lot of Zergs are going Hydralisk Defiler on this map. And so we see a good number of Terrans pulling out the old tank Marine push. Tank Marine style can be really, really strong against that. Big groups of bio with long lines of tanks that can shut down units as they try to push forward, shut down Hydras as they try to push forward through the Dark Swarm. You can see here RoyaL Naked Marine move out, but 5 Lings moving around the backside. Uh-oh. Is he gonna get in between RoyaL and this wall? Ooh, RoyaL realizes it. He's in trouble right now. He's gonna lose these Marines, no doubt. As soon as they go down, the last of the Marines will have to pull back behind this wall. He's going to try to target that down and get in. Getting up into the main base with 2 Lings now. Already done his job, killing off all of those Marines. He's really limited the amount of damage that can be done by this 2 Racks play. The 2 Racks Academy Rush is not going to work out too well for RoyaL after losing those early Marines. It's going to be so much weaker. He may not be able to force any Sunkens at all at this 3rd base. We'll see. But, you know, generally speaking, 2 Racks on this map, you're going to be able to force, you know, 2, 3 Sunkens. Excuse me, not just this map, but this build specifically where you get the 3rd over at center left. You're going to be able to force like 3 Sunkens at the natural and 2 Sunkens at the 3rd. But look at this. Only 1 Sunken at each base. And he's probably not even going to need that. See the Spire here. It's kind of late. It's going to take some time before mutas pop out. He's built even more Lings, additional Lings here to threaten a run by and to slow this down even further. Here comes 2 Fire Bats now with RoyaL's army. Is he going to walk all of that out on the map and potentially take damage to a counterattack? Looks like he's isolated the Lings to the south. Gonna push those away. Queen gonna run around here, down the ramp, and up back towards this natural. See if he can slide in here. There's only a couple of Marines. Oh, he's got an SCV there too. Triple Sunken at the natural, so he did end up forcing the triple Sunken at the end of the day. Triple Sunken. And 2 over at the 3rd. Yeah, it looks like the mutas slightly delayed here. We're at 6 minutes now. Did he actually go 3 hatch before gas? I didn't see that. There was too much going on with the Lings at that moment. It's kind of looking like a 3 hatch before gas timing. We might have just been optimizing drones though. Not exactly sure. Yeah, look at this. About 7 minutes is when the mutas are going to start popping out. So I believe this is 3 hatch before gas. RoyaL already has his factory done. His starport's on the way. I think he's optimizing for a tank push, but we'll see. We'll see, because that is a very fast tech play from RoyaL. Not going to have that much bio, but he might have a Valkyrie and a tank out pretty quickly. Look at this. Queen getting his transition underway really fast here. Has barely popped any mutas, and he's already got the Hydra Den done. Lurker upgrade on the way. Queen's Nest on the way. Hardly even going to come in here and challenge RoyaL. I think he's kind of identified what's going on. The counter to this type of play, what we're seeing out of RoyaL, the Valkyrie tank play, is you got to get that Hive going as soon as possible. Get the Lurkers going as soon as possible. How many mutas are actually in this stack? I'd like to know. Because it seems like, you know, maybe 6, maybe 7. A very low number. Just enough to try to slow down RoyaL a little bit and kind of scout out what he's doing. Maybe he can even throw a couple of Scourge in there. Ah, you know what? Maybe he's not going for a tank push. Look at that. Tank, the second starport finishes up, and he hasn't landed the factory, so maybe the tank push isn't coming. A lot of drones being made right now. Queen is able to just macro up like a beast at the moment. He is going to have so much Hydralisk Defiler. He really skipped over and skimped on Mutalisk, I think, this game. Yeah, that's 5 mutas. 5 mutas only, guys. The power spike when Queen gets into Hydralisk Defiler is going to be huge. It is going to be massive. Lurkers are already set up here. Look, he's spreading out the sunken colonies forward. He's expecting a tank push. He's expecting one. Look at this Greater Spire. He thinks a tank push is coming. It's what makes sense in a situation like this, but RoyaL is actually just playing straight up. SK Terran. I don't know if it's going to work out for him, guys. I feel like this could be a big mistake from RoyaL. There are no opportunities to actually break Queen at this moment. And, I mean, he's going to come across the map, start laying siege to Queen. He's going to start killing off lots of Lurkers with continual irradiates. But there's going to be stacks of Lurkers, likely with Overlords over top of them. And Defiler is just about done. Like, it's almost ready. Unfortunate Overlord here. Finds himself in the wrong part of town. We'll go down. Okay, it's going to make some Guardians over here. This is not a bad play. He made the Greater Spire, so might as well. These are just going to get irradiated down, of course. But, you know, that means one less irradiate for the Lurkers, one less irradiate for the... One less irradiate for the Defilers as well. I don't know. Maybe there's an argument that you would want these Mutalisks back at home to defend against drops. Maybe even make Guardians and just have them defend against drops. It might not be a bad idea. But you can come over here. You can get a little damage going. We kill a few SCVs. It might be worth something. Gotta control them, though. You can't just let them run into turrets. Well, you can let them run into turrets, but I wouldn't recommend it. He delays mining for a little bit here. Rain's gonna come forward. Can he get us? Oh, that's great. That is amazing. Fantastic kills there for Queen. Able to pick off one vessel. That makes a lot of this worth it, honestly. That really makes it a lot more worth it. This attack. I don't know about 2 Lurkers and 4 Lings running up right now. I don't think that's going to work out too well for him. Maybe he gets a couple of hits off. Oh, he's got a Defiler here as well. Can he get one more Darkstorm? Yeah, he's getting close to the natural. But I don't think it'll go much further than this. Has nothing to consume, and so won't be able to push up any further. He's trying to make it scrappy, though. He's trying to keep RoyaL on the back foot. And while RoyaL's dealing with that, Queen gonna try to slip another group of lurkers around the top side. It's just barely out of vision. Kind of doing the same thing of what RoyaL did to him earlier with the Marines slipping by. Now he's been able to slip past with some lurkers, and he's going for the natural. He's running in, trying to get over here to the natural. Can he get a Dark Swarm in place in time? He has 2 more Lings to consume. He's going to get right in the face of RoyaL. This whole SCV train could end up going down. He hasn't even finished that CC yet. So those are going to mine and then turn around and head back home most likely. He's right here in the natural, getting up on top of RoyaL. And this is the power spike I was talking about. He was able to get into Defilers so quickly with a lot of lurkers out. Now comes the big waves of Hydras. He's got a ton of production. Not that much gas because he's only on 3 base, but you don't need that much gas to make Hydra Defiler. Hydra Defiler is a very cost-efficient army composition. He's going to go behind the mineral patches here, make it difficult to get cleared out. Try to kill as many SCVs as he can. He gets quite a few SCVs there on the refinery, but the main thing is he's eating up a lot of these radiates, and he's moving into position once again. Oh, nice snipe there on the Defiler. RoyaL starting to stabilize a bit, but Queen is just getting started, man. He's got so many units being pumped out of all of these macro hatches. He's going to start looking for a 4th base. It's too bad he didn't start, you know, multiple 4th bases during this. He's got a lot of money to work with. So just sending out drones, you know, take a base in bottom right, take a base top left, and just start setting up bases all over the place. Make it hard for RoyaL to spread out and kill all of those while defending himself. Set yourself up for the late game. Queen hasn't done that, but he's got huge armies moving through the middle. Lots and lots of Hydras to work with. He's got Defilers here as well. Darkstorm Plague should be coming down here. All of his upgrades should have finished by now. Not quite got that the energy upgrade here just yet. That's not come online. Great Plague, huge Plague as another army routes around the backside as well. Gonna jump on top of these plagued units and just start to rip them apart. Can he get one more Plague? Darkstorm Plague? Okay, he gets a Plague there. Ling's just shredding everything on this side. Queen on the cusp of victory here. RoyaL just trying to hold on for dear life, trying to keep himself alive right now. He'll eventually have to move forward and try to deny this 4th base if he ever wants to win this game. He can't just play defensively forever. But Queen is keeping him on the back foot, solidly on the back foot this entire time. Well, not the greatest trade here. Pure Hydralis versus Marine Medic, but he does have that critical mass where he can start to win the fight eventually. Some tanks are starting to come out here, but it's a little bit too little, too late, I feel. Big Plague on the vessels, I think, is the correct choice right now. Can he get it? Can he get a big Plague here? There it is. About 3 of those vessels get lit up by that Plague. Run by here with the Marines. He needs to get over to the side so he can defend his 3rd base, but it's not going to happen. Lings cut that off. Hydra's from the back as well, targeting everything down, and we should be seeing a tap out now. Too much army here from Queen. Too many forces making its way forward, and Queen fires back with a vengeance in game number 2. Making that quick hive transition work beautifully. I just don't think RoyaL had the right plan in this game. He was so well planned out game number 1. But here I think he was lacking. Queen takes game number 2 and ties us up in this series. Here we go. Game 3 with RoyaL as the Red Terran now. Switch things around. Everything look good? I think so. Queen down here. Bottom left. Great second game from him. Looking like a beast. Looking like an absolute monster. with his transition and just getting in. I mean, that's the thing about Eclipse, right? So many different lanes to choose from. So many different ways to get into your opponent's base. Get up to that natural with the Defiler and Lurker. Did a great job of just slipping a few units here and there up towards that natural. And just keeping RoyaL busy. Just keeping him busy. Keeping him worried and on his side of the map while Queen powered out huge, huge waves of units with that Hydralis Defiler style. I really love that style. It's one of the harder things to pull off as Zerg. Especially once there's a lot of tanks out, it becomes incredibly difficult. But it's one of the most cost efficient if you can get the plagues off, if you can get the Dark Swarms exactly where they're needed to be. Just making that mix of Hydra, Ling, and Defiler. Having exactly the right number of Defilers at all times. Not too many, so you waste all your gas. Not too few, so you don't have the spells that you need. Getting all the consumes off. Can be cumbersome as well. Not an easy spell to utilize. Occasionally things, the pathing can really be a problem. It's not like a vessel which is flying, so you just click the spell and then click it on something. The Defiler actually needs to walk to the unit. And if it's irradiated, the unit that you have, it's not on hold position, it will run away. The Ling or whatever it is you want to consume. So we're here in game number 3. 1 Rex fast expand from RoyaL grabbing that CC now. Will he go for another 2 Rex play here on Citadel? And will he be bold enough to do a Naked Marine push out? Seems like he is. 4 Marines on top of the high ground. He's going to wait to ambush these Lings as they come up. But Queen pulls away, realizing that that is a threat. He's not going to want to lose those initial Lings. If you lose just 1 or 2 Lings, it's going to embolden RoyaL to push even further. More Lings pop out here. RoyaL sees the number of Lings, and he should definitely turn around. Yeah, time to turn around, head back home. Don't want any of that. Okay, he's still standing there in the high ground. Thought he would pull back all the way behind the wall, but still playing a bit of footsies here. Ling's speed finishes up suddenly. He could dive on this. He is just going to dive on it. It's not going to go too well. Wow. Wow. Not even 1 Marine died. Not even 1. So this is going to give RoyaL a huge advantage. He can heal up these Marines once the medics pop out. And this is going to be really, really rough, guys. He starts range. And he's going to get a couple of medics out here in a moment. Did he start range first? There's no way he already has stim, right? He doesn't even have a medic out. That is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that. Is that a mistake? Is that an error? His first medic pops out. I feel like that's not supposed to happen. Okay. Maybe he just doesn't want to attack right now. He's just gonna get ready for the Mutalisk to come in. Knows that Queen probably had to build a lot to defend and make sure that the 2 Rax doesn't kill him. So, you know, he made a sunken colony. He also made some Lings, so maybe this is okay. It's just, you really generally want stim first. Let's see if he starts stim after the range is done. I'm pretty sure he went range first. Weird. Anyway, I'm no Terran expert, but I don't think that's the right way to do it. Queen coming in now with the Mutas. +1 upgrade on the way. +1 attack. Gonna look for a little free damage on the supply depot while waiting for Marines to come over this little bridge here, or I guess you could call it a ramp. Kind of a weird ramp. But as the Marines are spilling through there, they're generally not that clumped up, and so it's a pretty good location to start trying to attack the Marines, trying to gun down a few of them. Looks like he's brought together about 7 Mutalisks now for that one-shot potential on the SCVs. Takes a lot of damage from the turrets, though. Turrets have taken quite a bit of damage, and so... Or, excuse me, Mutas have taken quite a bit of damage, and so... Oh! Gotta be careful with them. They're bruised up. Natural in the top left. Queen gonna look to hold down that base. A little bit harder to defend than the main, but you can build Sunkens there if necessary. Stim now is done. We didn't get a chance to see if Stim was research second there, but I think that was the case. Regardless, it doesn't matter anymore. RoyaL has all the upgrades he needs to put a threat out on the map. Force Queen not to just dive in on turrets in his main base or at his barracks location. Instead, Queen gonna look at these reinforcements, see if he can't do anything about it. Maybe try to pick off a few Marines there. Oh, this is not good. Flying northward doesn't really make a lot of sense. He flies right through a lot of this Gauss rifle fire. And takes a few additional losses. He started his Queen's Nest is not quite as quick as last game. Much more normally timed, I think, than last. And look at this. Definitely going for Valkyries this game. We're all going to try and hit him with one big push. Try to stomp Queen out before he gets fully underway with his build. Or he has lurkers in position. Oh, here comes some Lings. Thinking about engaging this army, but it's a little bit too big. Manu, thank you for the 10 gems, my friend. Thanks for hanging out in the live stream. We're having a good time over here at SCTV, and you should definitely check it out if you're watching on YouTube. Support the channel if you can. Manu with the gem spam. We love to see it. Thank you for the support, man. Just the one egg here at the front. Sunken colonies desperately trying to get thrown down right now. Can Queen hold? He's doing a good job of picking off Marines at the edge, but now the Marines have been brought together in one big clump. They're going to be smashing through this base, most likely. He's going to wait for the lurker egg to pop out. Can the lurker pop out? I think it's just going to be immediately killed, and yes, it does get instantly gibbed. Not even waiting for the Valkyries before going for this attack, but it's worked out beautifully. The Valkyries come in after the fact, and Queen will have to tap out. Well-timed attack here from RoyaL, just not quite ready for it. A little bit late on those sunken colonies. Queen breaks in the mid-game, and RoyaL takes a quick victory with that Valkyrie push. Here he is, RoyaL. Once again, the red Terran. Looks like spawning top left, and Queen. Two-time ASL champion. think he's been practicing a lot lately. He seemed to have lost his mojo after getting taken out by... getting taken out in the qualifiers that one season. He really didn't seem to have it anymore for several seasons after that. During the reign of Sulky, Queen was kind of phoning it in, but he's been making a comeback recently. He's been performing in both the Pro League and the KCM. And I have high hopes that he'll make a strong comeback in the future. Look at this. Overpool. Overpool. He's sensing something. Overpool with gas. Oh my goodness. His star sense is tingling. There's an 8-Rax in the middle of the map. RoyaL wants to put on the pressure early, but instead it'll be him who gets pressured. Will be under pressure in this game. He's not even going to scout the right direction initially. Scouting top right. This is about as good as it gets for Queen. Finally, a little luck going his way. Especially game number 1, he had a real run of bad luck. Now, though, this Overlord scouting the right direction and an overpool with gas. As long as he doesn't undermake Lings here, I think he should be good. Sometimes with this build, you're really trying to min-max to get a super fast layer. You might not build enough Lings to hold, and that can be really bad, but let's see if he has enough Lings here. I think he's revealed this early enough to where maybe he can build enough, but bunker behind the mineral, I don't think that's in range of the hatchery, but I could be wrong. Yeah, okay, 4 Lings come out. You're gonna get this around. 1 Marine down. Gonna bring up the drone to try and help out. Yeah, he kills all the Marines. Excellent hold here for Queen. Even gonna block out the SCV too. Nice. So yes, he does handle that. Not under making Lings here. Should be able to optimize for what could be a Mutilus All-In. Like, you can go for Mutilus All-In with this. Spire, okay. I mean, he could also macro out of this because he's got the advantage. He's got a pretty solid advantage here. He doesn't have to do anything crazy. As long as he holds the follow-up from RoyaL. Whatever shenanigans RoyaL wants to go for, you can absolutely take this to a macro edge. It should be able to take this one home. It'll be RoyaL who's got to put himself out there, got to find a way to mount some sort of a comeback. He's got 2 vultures, but yeah, I don't think he's got speed. He doesn't even have an add-on, so no speed. Second starport. All right. This is RoyaL's answer. I don't know if this is the right choice after, you know, not this first initial attack not going so well. He's going to try to get behind the minerals. Oh, wow. Okay, he only loses 1 vulture. I thought he was going to keep all of them alive. The split shots there from the sunken colony not working out too good. He is going to deny mining here for a moment, but mutas are going to be out in just a second. This is a very fast layer, so mutas are going to be popping out here in just a moment. I don't know if he even gets an overlord. Will he get one? Looks like he will get 1 overlord, but he may lose the he may lose the wraith. Yeah, the wraith is going to be targeted down. All he needs to do is just keep the moving shot going, and he will get rid of that. There it is. Wraith is dead, and the vultures will follow here in just a moment. So it's a reasonable amount of damage. He denies mining at the natural for a good amount of time. But now he's got to desperately throw down turrets, and he's only got one Wraith here with Cloak only halfway done. If he denies this turret, I think it might be over. The turret denied. And he can just jump on these Wraiths. One's going to die. Even if you get Cloak, it's not enough. Yeah, GG. There it is. Royal taps out. Queen gets a little bit of luck going on in this game. Maybe some star sense, you could attribute it to that. Picks the right build for the map and handles all the follow-ups perfectly. Well done by him, evening out the series here with a win on Metropolis. Let's see what kind of cheese Royal has for us now. I doubt he wants to let up pressure he's been applying to Queen. So far, the just standard 1 Rex fast expand has not been too effective. I guess on Metropolis it was pretty good. Or not Metropolis, excuse me, on Citadel. Queen didn't really seem to have the answer for that. A Valkyrie play that Royal went for. Not that the Valkyries were a huge part of that, it was just more the Marine pressure. Maybe Royal's going to identify that perhaps Queen's not as good at holding that as some of these other Zerg players. Somebody like Soulkey is incredibly good at putting together the correct number of mutas and lings to just wipe that sort of army off the map, and that's the reason why most Terran players would wait for their Valkyries. They'd be hanging back, waiting for the Valkyries. Eventually, once those come out, thinking about pushing out onto the map and putting on that pressure. Queen just didn't quite have it there, though. Instead, trying to rely on a quicker lurker transition that didn't pay off. Nice moving shot here. Wow, a lot of damage onto this SCV initially. That's going to have a very hard time getting into the main base and scouting everything out for Queen. In fact, hasn't even seen the natural yet. Not even sure what build is going on. And so he's going to loop all the way around. Queen finally going to abandon the chase. Actually, he might loop around and go to the high ground. Wait for the SCV to come up. Oh, no. He wasn't waiting on the high ground. He had an opportunity to go and just stand on the high ground and wait for the SCV to come. Try to get the moving shot once again. Bit of cat and mouse game down there at the bottom center. They're chasing each other around, but pretty standard builds on both sides. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. Overlord over here on the right side, gonna try to make his way to the natural. There's an opportunity potentially for Royal to catch that, but he doesn't have any information. He doesn't know if there's any lings out on the map right now. So sending out the Marines to look for the Overlord is a bit scary. It's a dark and scary place out there on the map right now. Royal's still gonna push forward with Naked Marines. Still on the chase here. Oh my goodness. A lot of APM being thrown into this chase. Only 5 HP left. Eventually, I guess he will get this. He's kind of close. Oh my gosh, the Marines are going to walk right into the lings right now. Oh, they're paying way too close attention. They're paying way too close attention to these to this chase here. And he gets the kill. Oh my goodness. Queen winning on all fronts. That was pretty funny. Lings running past the Marines, almost like completely running past them. But he was able to turn those and get the kills that he needed. And now Royal is on the back foot here. Has been staggered Needs to find a way to recover a third base. Be taken by Queen over at center left, so it's looking like another Hydralis Defiler play maybe on the menu here. It's a +1 build for RoyaL, so he's not going to have a lot of power to come out on the map and punish this. Generally with the 2-racks play, you'd be able to come out, make a bit of a threat on the map, and force some sunken colonies. I don't think that's going to happen this game. I think the Queen's going to have a clean transition into mutas with a third base online. That means his drone count is going to be fearsome, and we may see a repeat of Eclipse in this game. In Eclipse as well, Marines were thrown away, and RoyaL had a hard time punishing Queen as he just powered up like crazy into Hydralis Defiler. I think that's the plan here again, so we'll see if RoyaL can make any difference, if he can change the way this one goes. Probably doesn't have range just yet. Maybe Stim finishing up now. At +1 nearing completion as well. And so RoyaL's going to set up for the defense against these mutas. I think we might see Queen stay on like 5 mutas again, though. Is he going to do that for a second time? Okay, going up to about 6, 7 mutas, possibly. Is he going to continue to produce mutas, or will we see Hydralis Den and Queen's Nest immediately? Range +1, about to finish. Of course, no sunken colonies here at the natural. No need. 7 mutas. I don't see any more coming across this map. I'm sure that there's going to be a transition coming now from Queen. Already some good trades by him as well. That's not quite as good, but he doesn't lose any mutas. Okay, some more mutas popping out, and I don't see Queen's Nest. I don't see the Queen's Nest here. He must be thinking about massive amounts of mutas and lings to try and stop this. We're gonna see a Soul Key S play, I think, from Queen. Try to wipe out these first couple of groups and then go into the transition safely. Takes a lot of finesse to pull off a play like this, but if you can make it happen, absolutely worth it. He's got a good number of drones at the third now. Not one per patch. He has the transition coming. Can he wipe out this bio ball? Needs to shave it down a little bit first. Get a couple little pickoffs here and there. It's not in a very far forward position. RoyaL's doing a good job of keeping this balled up, but he hasn't made any progress on the map. Trying to move forward now. Opening himself up to some attacks from these mutas. Evolution Chamber done. Hive on the way. Slowing this down a little bit. Taking some pot shots here. Reinforcement wave is coming up. These are some really good trades from Queen. Getting some kills here when RoyaL's not paying attention. No stim there until pretty late from RoyaL, and Queen immediately backs off. He's setting himself up to wipe this out. We'll see if he gets the correct number of links. He's actually just making lurkers again. He might get broken here for a second time, kind of like what happened on Citadel. He's trying to build emergency sunken colonies on high ground and get some lurkers going, but these sunkens are not quite done. And oh my gosh, is he just gonna die again to the same exact thing as we saw earlier? You have got to be kidding me. Queen? That is crazy. RoyaL just gonna kill him. RoyaL just gonna kill him again. Maybe he can survive right as the lurkers pop out. He'll have a chance. Lurkers burrow. Good target fire there. He holds on. Albeit just barely. It loses one of those lurkers instantly as it pops out. Lurker's coming up the high ground. One lurker here can try to hold things off. Okay. Did some pretty good spines there. Looks like he'll hold. And this game will continue on, but Queen cutting it super close, man. Almost died like on Citadel, but lucky for him, he's got a high ground third this time. And he was cross map. Gave a little bit more time on a big map like this for RoyaL to come across. Had a couple of extra seconds to prepare those lurkers. Also took some very good trades in the middle of the map as well with the mutas, allowing him to survive and continue on in this game. But there is some momentum going for RoyaL now. For sure, he can loop around to the top side of that third and then come back around to the bottom side as well. Make things a little bit scary. Here's the first couple of vessels. Can he actually jump on that? Could he get a vessel kill? He's trying for it. He gets a vessel kill. That's huge. Queen kills off one of the first vessels before it can even do an irradiate. And slows down this potential third. RoyaL coming over here. He doesn't even have irradiate halfway done yet. So breaking any of these positions is going to be hard. Looks like Queen going to be attacking over here towards this other potential third base. Try to prevent RoyaL from easily taking double expansion. I think that's the goal here. Back at home, he's pretty well safe. Not going to be easy for RoyaL to break through anywhere. Not with a stack of lurkers and only one vessel to try and push through that. Lurkers are ready. Natiscanal just finished up his consume upgrade, so going to be starting Plague here in just a moment. Tiny bit late on that, but I think Queen's doing a fantastic job right now, making sure that it's not easy for RoyaL to take a third or a fourth. Slowing him down. Gonna send these mutas back home now, though. Be on anti-drop duty. He's a little bit open in the main. Third base is not too easy to dive on with drops, but the main is a bit of a problem. Bit of a danger there. He has to be aware of. Lurkers hop through the Nidus. Where are... Okay, I think there's a stack under that Overlord, so he should be able to get through. Muta's back on attacking duty, it looks like. Maybe gonna go head over to that center right. Still enough mutas to take on a small Bioforce. Well, not with that much irradiate. Catch this. RoyaL, nice catch. Not able to get any kills there, but Defiler, Dark Swarm. Barely in time. Sometimes you get off the Dark Swarm and the Defiler still dies. Oh, nice snipe. We're all gonna back off here. Can he get one vessel? He does get one vessel with the mutas there. Nicely played. Single lurker under that Dark Swarm, under that Overlord. Hydros Defiler in full swing now. But RoyaL is putting on a lot of pressure. He's right in the face of Queen. Great Plague, though. Make these Marines nice and easy to clear up. Everything dying. In a pretty poor trade there for RoyaL. Single lurker here on the high ground. Won't get much. But with the Defiler coming up, he should be able to push this back and get his fourth base online. Critical fourth base. Gonna be taken now for Queen. Double expansion is done. I think Royal's got the right idea now with this build. He's even getting restore here. Well, it's not quite done yet, and the plagues are really starting to hurt. They start to pick off even more Marines. Yeah, all these Marines are gonna die. Well, these ones will come in clutch, kind of saving the day, preventing more vessels from going down, more medics from dying. Restore is ready. Can start to utilize that, keep these vessels alive. And he's gonna start pumping out tanks like crazy. A lot of tanks are gonna start popping out here for Royal soon. With those 2 factories there at the front. Looks like these firebats will be killed by the lurkers under the Dark Swarm. Another great plague here. Oh boy. It's starting to get a little bit brutal for Royal. Making some very rough trades. Try to kill this vessel. Can he get it? Not quite. Vessel will survive for now. Checking bottom center, making sure that Queen doesn't have a 5th base just yet, but Queen is still working on powering up at this point. 44 drones only. Needs a little bit more to utilize this extra base, this 4th base. And you know what? These Marines may come in and deny that. Queen did a lot of work to try and get this hatchery up. So losing it like this is going to be super painful. He's just going to go in the counter attack. I don't know if I like this. I think this could be bad. He loses the 4th, and he's just going to try to run it down over here. He's done a lot of plaguing on the army, but there are so many tanks in position. One more Dark Swarm. Dark Swarm. Yeah, okay, he got it. He got the Dark Swarm in range of the tanks, so multiple tanks are going to fall. He might get the CC here as well. Killing the CC is big, but he's taking a lot of damage to these tanks right now. Tanks are dealing a lot of damage to the Hydras, killing off quite a few of them. If he had one more Dark Swarm, he could push on top of the factories and make things very difficult for Royal. However, Royal going to continue to pump tanks out, continuing to roam the middle of the map, killing off Hydras. No 4th base for Queen. He hasn't reestablished that yet. I'm a little bit worried for him now as Royal shoves forward again. +3 attack is done for Royal. Should be focusing on those tank upgrades now. No Dark Swarm here. Where's the Defiler? Hydra's dying for free, and he will have to abandon the 4th base. This is what I'm talking about. Making sure that you have the proper mix of units. He's going to have to consume some Hydras here to keep himself alive, but this is exactly what I was saying before. Trying to get the right mixture of Defiler, Ling, and Hydras can be very difficult. It can really tax you in this matchup, and if you make a single mistake, not having a Defiler at the right moment can end the game. Can also be the most cost-efficient composition for Zerg, but it requires a lot of finesse, and Queen has fallen apart a little bit in this game. He's gonna instead try to come down here and take bottom center rather than that mineral only this time. He needs an extra gas because his gases are gonna start to run out in just a moment. He sees the drone, gonna angle towards this base. I'm getting out ahead of it. Queen gonna come up with a Defiler, looking for a plague. Dark Storm he gets at least. A little bit of a plague there. Getting a few units. Lurker's trying to run around the side. They're not going to do too well. But looks like almost all the vessels will die. Dark Swarm is necessary, or at least a plague. There we go. Big plague there. Dark Swarm kind of hurting him in the end because the fire bats are underneath it. No lurkers to try and help out. No lings either. Great plague on that army, though. Really solid plague. Dealing a lot of damage and softening up that army. Base in the top left. It's going to be taken, so double expansions from Queen. Try to get one of these to stick. while RoyaL back at home still building up that tank count. It's become quite large, and he's got +1 attack done on those tanks as well. So that's a big moment. Having that +1 finishing up is huge. Here comes the army from Queen. Darkstorm in the front line. Secondary Darkstorm, a great plague there as well, but the tank line is deep. Very deep indeed. It'll be hard to push through that now that it's in such a nice position here along this wall. Hard to hit that from a proper angle without clumping up your units. Gonna have to bring everything together with another Defiler. Lots of Lings, Lurkers, and Hydras together to smash through this army. RoyaL actually unsieging, pushing forward. Here we go. He's got the Darkstorm down. Another plague, a very nice plague on all of these vessels. Pushing forward here, targeting down the tanks is the right call. Does he have any Lurkers, though, underneath this? There's the Restore. He's got SCVs here to repair as well. Something you almost never see from a Terran player. Bringing SCVs with this army to try and repair those vessels in combat. Kind of crazy. Gonna pop through a bunch of units through the Nidus, but not enough. No Lurkers here either, just Hydras. And it looks like Queen is about to break. Too much pressure from RoyaL. And his counterattacks were too ineffective. Queen just not able to get the damage going like he did on Eclipse. And so RoyaL gonna shove through, kill this base. Big transfer of drones over to top left. But I think there's actually something over there. Okay, it's a floating building. Floating building from RoyaL over in top left. Not going to do any damage to those drones. And so he still has a chance. He's still got an opportunity to maybe win this. It's going to be super hard, though. He's got to kill all the tanks. He has to kill these tanks, and he's actually focusing down medics. And no, he will not be able to bring this one back. Queen taps out RoyaL with the Marine tank push. The perfect antidote against this Hydra Defiler army. Nice macro game there. RoyaL takes the lead. All right, is that better? Fantastic. Okay, we are ready to go. Sorry about the delay, guys. We've got Queen, who is now white down in the bottom right-hand corner, and RoyaL, who's blue over in the top right. 1 Rax fast expand from him. There's a drone just barely sneaking out of the base. And what looks like a 12 hatchery play from Queen. Another Naked Marine push out. Gonna put on that pressure. As he keeps an eye on the main base here, seeing how many Lings are popping out. We're all gonna stay at a forward position, just seeing what he can see. He sees a drone. He sees 2 Lings. I think he's gonna push. I think there's an opportunity here, and RoyaL's identified it, to potentially end this series with just a bit of Naked Marine pressure. 6 Lings are about to pop. 4 here in the natural in just a second. Lings in the main, though, might actually be a big problem. Here comes those Marines. Oh my gosh, gonna kill a drone. No, drone lives. Lings pop out. He should be able to kill this. Gonna go behind the mineral patches here. 6 Lings brought forward to try and dive upon this. I don't know if he wants to fight with the drones at the same time. If he targets the drones, that could be painful for Queen. And in fact, the drones are kind of getting in the way of this defense. He does kill off all the Marines and doesn't lose a single drone. Okay. Decent hold here from Queen. Really good pull from him. That was a dangerous situation. You've only got seconds to react to that perfectly. Milliseconds when the Marines suddenly arrive at the natural. Walking out of the fog of war, you can so easily lose a drone or 2 as they arrive. So good on Queen. for pulling back at the exact moment that those Marines arrived and handling that with some class. I think that RoyaL should have targeted maybe a drone or two rather than trying to fight the Lings there. When the drones come forward to try and help out, targeting the drones is so much better. Even if you can only get like 1 or 2 kills, I think it would be a better situation for him. Let's take a look at the follow-up here from RoyaL. What he's got going on in the main. It looks like a 4 racks. Does he have +1 as well? He's really not going to have a timing to push the issue to try and deal any damage, I don't think. 3 drones in the natural. It's looking like a Muta all-in from Queen. 3 drones in the natural mining minerals is the bare minimum you need to make non-stop Mutas and Overlords. I think if RoyaL just keeps making... Oh, nice catch there. Picking off a Marine as it pops out of the exposed side on this barracks. I'm going to lift that up, send that into the main. Yes, it is a 4 racks play. There's a bit of weakness here. Right as the range is finishing up. Don't have that upgrade just yet, so Mutas might be able to come in and get a little punishment going. I don't see any more drones being made. Queen gonna go all in on Mutas, really? I don't think of Queen as an all-in Muta type of guy. This is a Soma build. Or, you know, a Zealot play. Zealot's very good at this. Soma's very good at this. I don't really think of Queen as this type of player, and I hear RoyaL continuously scanning and building more turrets. 4 turrets already in the naturals, a lot. He's not finishing this turret though. You gotta get that finished. There we go. Turret down. 2 Mutas die though. That's really rough. Nice. Picking off a turret right as it starts. Can't one-shot any longer. Another Muta dies. Is he starting to make drones back at home? I don't think so, guys. I don't think he is. Oh, no, he did make a round of drones. Okay. Yeah, I don't think of Queen as this type of player to just make non-stop Mutas and try to pull RoyaL apart. That's not really his style. So I would be surprised if he really went all in for that. RoyaL identified the transition, kept scanning that natural to see how many drones there were. And now that he's seen the drones pop out, he knows that he's free to move forward. Coming up this ramp right now, he's actually double stimmed. He double stimmed there, so he's pretty low. Also going to be low on energy on these medics. Ling's waiting at the top of the ramp with a bunch of Mutas is scary. Manages to avoid disaster there by pulling back. Diving on the turrets. Are there a bunch of sunken colonies being made at home for Queen? I don't think so. But fighting on the top of this ramp is brutal. Oh my gosh, this trade is crazy. Well, he kind of missed an opportunity there. Decided to attack the egg. And so RoyaL actually does get up this ramp, but so many Marines have been traded. This is really rough, and he's not going to allow this turret to come up either. Yeah, you're not getting that turret. You are not getting that turret up. Not yet, anyway. More Mutas coming in for Queen. Can he actually break him here? Running by the bunker. Going to dive on top of the high ground with a bunch of Lings. Go after the Firebat. He gets the Firebat. Lings are going to do so well now. Diving on top of everything. He's on top of the barracks. The production is going down. Is he really going to break RoyaL here? It really seems that way as the turrets in the main base start to fall. RoyaL throws down a bunch of GG scans. And he's about to tap out here. Queen gonna bring us to a final game with a well-executed dive on top of this natural. All right, guys. Queen brings us to game number 7. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Kind of thought that Queen was going to go for a full transition there. But he slipped out a few drones and then went straight back into full Mutalisk and Ling production. Worked out beautifully for him there. I can't argue with it. But getting on top of that ramp was the key moment. He was able to take such a good trade. It's time, boys, for the finale. Our best of 7 will end here on Radeon. One of these guys is gonna go home happy. Satisfied after winning this tight series. But who's it gonna be? RoyaL has shown some excellent aggression this series. He's been able to pull apart RoyaL with some pretty teched out plays, but it looks like he wants to open 1-Rack's fast expand here in our final game. Not gonna go for another vulture play or, you know, try to go 2-port Wraith like we saw previously. Not gonna go for an 8 racks, but Queen, suspecting that he might do something a little bit cheesy, opens with an overpool. And so RoyaL's build here gonna pay off. Being a little bit conservative, setting up a wall here in top right is gonna work out well for him. Queen not gonna scout him right away, and what that means is that it'll be hard for him to get an Overlord over the natural of RoyaL top right. Very difficult to get full vision over that natural. A really important aspect of ZVT is the ability to see when Marines are moving out. So he'll have to be very active with his Lings to make sure that he knows what's going on with RoyaL, and have to be very diligent with his scouting. RoyaL gonna come down here, sees bottom left. Queen is cross map. How does Queen want to play this? Is he gonna go for another Hydral's Defiler build? Or are we gonna have Queen finally get into Ultras? We haven't seen a single Ultra this entire series, guys. 7 games. No Ultralists in TVZ is kind of crazy. A very different series here between these two than what we regularly have. I wouldn't expect this from Queen. I would expect this more from like a Zealot or something like that. Maybe Zealot, maybe Soma. Somebody who likes to go for really aggressive early game plays as Zerg. I wouldn't expect it from a macro Zerg like Queen. Diving on the Marines here. Gets a couple of kills. Not too bad. I guess as the Marine was popping out there, he split 2 Lings off. One for the Marine in the gap and one for the Marine that was popping out. Managed to get a couple of kills. That's not bad. Not crazy damage either, but not bad. Looks like it might be a 2.5 hatch here from Queen. He might be trying to throw that down. I think I gotta deal with this SCV first. Now there's the other hatchery, I believe, or is that the Spire? I guess that's the Spire. Haven't really seen much 2.5 hatchery either. Kind of a hard game for Queen, opening Overpool. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good to try and navigate out of an Overpool when you get no damage with Lings. But he's made kind of the bare minimum and gotten a couple of Marine kills, so maybe this is okay for him. He's going to see the Marines coming. 6 naked Marines, 2 sunken colonies are going to start. Those are not going to be done in time. Those will not be done in time. He needs lings. He definitely needs lings to be able to deal with this. Triple sunken colony. I don't think that's the right call, but okay, he's going to cancel now. Pull the drones back. Marines tuck into the corner. Lings are going to pop out. A lot of lings here. Can he pull the drone? Pull the drone! Oh, okay. Let's the drone die. Gonna bring the lings up now that the ling speed is done. I don't know if this is totally worth it from RoyaL. That's a lot of Marines to lose for just a little bit of lost mining time and 1 drone kill. Yeah, I don't know if that was worth it, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Here in game number 7, RoyaL doing a questionable maneuver, bringing the Marines across. I mean, it does slow things down right when the mutas are about to start being made, right? Like, this really hurts the mutalist timing because of how many lings had to be made there. Ooh, nice run by. Running by all the way up into the main. There's only 2 or 3 Marines here, so that enables the run by. Oh, more lings are going to get in now. More lings are going to get in. He's going to go after the turret in the natural, and he goes after lings, or excuse me, SCVs here in the natural instead. Pretty good. Try to run by again. Doesn't really get anything. I mean, this is all right. This is all right. He killed a lot of Marines. And he got a couple SCVs there. Not bad. So it doesn't really feel that good. With such a late mutalist timing off of an overpool. Maybe that was worth it from RoyaL to sack those Marines and buy himself a little bit of time. Now it feels like the mutalisk attacks are really not going to do much. Feels like the bite has been taken out of this build. Even though the Marine count was kind of low a moment ago, now there's a lot. A lot of Marines here ready to fight. RoyaL's going to be able to push out, create a bit of space for himself, create a bit of a threat on the map. Third base for Queen in the top left is going to be difficult to hold, to defend. Can't defend it with sunken colonies. He's going to need lurkers up there eventually. I think Queen may be forced to build a lot of mutas and a lot of lings as well to try and defend against this. And that'll slow down his transition into Hive and Lurker. He's about to have that third gas online, but the mineral income not looking that great just yet. Might need to mine minerals for a little bit longer before switching into that third gas. Sees the Marines moving towards top left. Opportunity here to maybe surround this with lings and mutas. Maybe take out this army pretty far away from his rallies. I think RoyaL's in a bit of trouble with this army. He might just get wiped out. Medic goes down first? No, not able to get the medic kill. It's a little bit rough. It's like all the mutas didn't attack right off the jump. He's going to try and reinforce this. Looks like he might be able to get here just in the nick of time. He does arrive at that last moment. I think it would be pretty defendable, I think. Queen trying to hold from the high ground ramp, the top of this ramp. I think it's doable. Buy enough time for Hydras to morph. Upgrading those into lurkers will be the key to that defense over in top left. Slipping out a few more precious drones as he tracks this bio ball. Here comes the vessels, so transition well underway. No radiate just yet, but gonna be getting that coming up here soon. Better to get the vessels started first, because you need to wait for energy anyway. And there it is. The dangerous point in this game is when the vessels pop out and irradiates are ready. Trying to defend top left before the Nidus is done. That's the scary moment. That'll be what we're watching out for. Whether RoyaL can break in and defeat Queen before he gets his feet underneath him. Or will Queen be able to stabilize and get into this Defiler attack? Look to spread down onto that 4th base. And take this into a longer game. We might see Ultras this game, guys. The final game of the night. Can we finally see some Ultras? One of my favorite units in Broodwar. Some of the best sounds, I think. Some of the best sound design of any Broodwar unit. He gets up here on the high ground. One turret over the barracks is a little bit iffy. Actually doesn't go to try to break that. Irradiates. Pull. Okay. Not the worst pull in the world, but a lot of damage from that irradiate. These mutas will be on defender duty here. Possibly for the remainder of this game. Lurkers at each position. Nidus Canal is coming up. So we will have that set up here in just a moment's time. Needs to stack these lurkers. Really important to stack them. And even better, get the Overlord over top of the stack as well. One Overlord over the stack. You can also throw a bunch of Lings on top of the stack too. That helps out. Can make the Irradiate miss. These are not perfectly stacked. You could actually get a couple of Irradiates here. He's going to restack it. There it is. With a Hydra over top. That actually doesn't make it too difficult for the Irradiates to hit. The Irradiates to land. So putting an Overlord over top is better. See if he goes for that here in a moment. Now this canal is connected. And we've got Flag on the way. He finds the army, but not able to get any damage onto these vessels. No drops just yet, but RoyaL could suddenly switch into drops at any time. And put on that pressure. Physics lab. Okay. Battle cruisers are going to be on the way here soon, guys. 3rd base is coming up for RoyaL. Big SK Terran game. That's what we're going to be getting here. He's defending the bottom of the ramp, making sure that it's not going to be easy for Queen to take his 4th. This is some good irradiates. Not a great reaction from Queen. He should have been able to jump some of these defilers through the Nidus to prevent the irradiates and maybe bring some Scourge forward to prevent the irradiates as well, whether by killing the science vessels or simply driving them back. But a full round of irradiates initially from RoyaL makes this a lot softer of a position to potentially open up in a little bit here. If there's any openings at all, RoyaL will exploit them. And it'll be harder as well to get this 4th base online if RoyaL keeps his pressure on. All right. Makes a lurker egg. That's about as good as it gets, actually. He wasn't able to irradiate any of the lurkers here under the Hydra, and then he made an egg. So the Hydra won't even die, and he'll have another lurker to add to the stack. So best of both worlds there. There is a Defiler. Can he hop through the Nidus in time? There you go. Brings forward the Scourge to push everything back. He even got a Plague on that army at the bottom of the ramp. It's time to take the 4th. This is the dangerous moment here for the Zerg player. You have to get this 4th up before battlecruisers really start to be a factor. Otherwise, he is going to be in a lot of trouble. The battlecruisers may not, kill drones or do any real damage, but they're going to force you to produce so many Scourge. Without a 4th gas, it's almost untenable. You're just going to keep losing out on gas. You're going to keep losing out endlessly on gas. on the trades. It's really, really rough, and RoyaL is just, he's in control right now. There's no fourth base, and Queen is having a hard time moving down that ramp. He's trying to be very tentative, but he's allowing RoyaL to buy so much time. Here comes the lurkers. Firebats in mass are going to actually be killing off lurkers under Dark Swarm without even having the D-Matrix here is kind of crazy. He killed 3 lurkers. He might get a 4th. Wow. Wow. RoyaL really taking a great trade here at the bottom of the ramp. Queen now desperate to get down here. Needs to get this base online. He's spreading out his lurkers though, and so the trades are looking good. He's even going to get that lurker at the front without an irradiate on it. Queen burrowing outside of that. Oh, he lost the drone too. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think RoyaL might have this, guys. 80 supply advantage, and he's going to have like 4 or 5 battle cruisers coming at him pretty soon. 2 or 3 Marines come forward. Gets rid of that Defiler. Not able to get the crucial plague off on this big army. Now there's an opportunity to maybe just dive in here. Dive in on this 4th base as it gets taken. He's just starting it now. Oh my gosh, it's so late. 16 minutes in, the army makes its way down here. Defiler, Plague. Okay, he does get the Plague down. Darkstorm as well. But here comes the 4 battlecruisers. It's too late. Queen does not have his 4th gas ready. He's only now starting to move out with Ultras. He does not have the 3rd Carapace upgrade. He's just now getting that Ultraless speed as well. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that interaction even was there, but it looked like Yamato went off on the egg and it didn't kill the Defiler. That was weird. Yamatoing the egg is kind of crazy. Regardless, maybe just a misclick. RoyaL gonna break the 4th. 4th is dead. Plague on the ramp. Darkstorm on the ramp. Can't break this, but he doesn't need to. Breaking the ramp is a bit of overkill. Restore coming out. RoyaL is insane. RoyaL is so sick. Queen just letting Lings die at the bottom of the ramp. Not what you want to be doing right now. RoyaL with 4 bases and endless battle cruisers being cranked out and sent across the map. Here comes some more Defilers looking for some big plagues and Dark Swarms to try and reclaim this 4th, but the time is just about run out. There's another great plague. Ling's coming down the ramp, but without Defiler support, he just needs to back up a little bit here with the Firebats to hold the line. He's even going to come up this ramp. It's crazy, but RoyaL is just putting on so much endless pressure, completely outdoing Queen in this game. You know that the correct player won here in this series when you see this performance from RoyaL and the difficulty that Queen is having in macroing up against him. Just stabilizing on 4 bases has been a disturbingly hard challenge. He's just not been able to make it happen. This army will go down, but he's done so much damage here in this base. Queen taking the 4th is... it's a nightmare now. It's a nightmare that you cannot wake up from. He's just gonna have to tap out of this game here soon. RoyaL, absolutely dominant performance. You gotta give it to him. Pressing the issue here, going after the Nidus now. The Nidus dies. I mean, it's already GG, but that's just another nail in the coffin. Breaking through everything, killing off these hatcheries now. Whatever's in these eggs is not going to be enough. And Queen leaves the game. GG. RoyaL takes this victory and the prize pool as well for this series. Huge win from him. well deserved here after that performance in our final match. Queen was expecting more cheese to be coming his way, more aggressive play from him, but RoyaL proving that not only is he great at cheese builds, but he's also fantastic when it comes to long macro games as well. This has been a blast, guys. Hope you are enjoying the SOOP Duel series so far. Make sure to support it. Check the links in the description. Also go over there and check out the other SOOP Duel series that I'm casting on Starcasttv. 2 of them per week, 2 of them on my channel as well. I do ASL cast with Shun on Starcasttv channel also. Not sure if we're going to be getting another season of the SCSL. I think probably next year we might get another season of the SCSL. We'll have to see, guys. Support Broodwar in whatever way you can. Shout out to the Patreon supporters. Much love to you guys. Much love to everyone out there who watched live on SCTV EN as well. Thank you guys for watching. We'll have much more great StarCraft Broodwar content coming to you very soon. So if you haven't subscribed, what are you even doing? Subscribe already. We'll see you in the next one.